This is a quick video just to show you how to tie off. So when we finish a stitch, we need to tie it off correctly so that the stitch doesn't come apart. So I was working on my back stitch here. I'm going to flip it over so you can see. I know I'm starting to run out of thread. If I go much further, I'm going to start to pull my thread out of my needle when I'm sewing, and that would be very inconvenient and frustrating because then you have to rethread and it's a whole big mess. So when you get close to the end of your thread, and this is a good length, it's about maybe 6 inches, 7 inches total, that's fine. Let's stop here so we can tie off. We have plenty of thread to do our tie off. And then we can rethread and start over without getting frustrated. So when we want to tie off, you're going to pick up just the tiniest bit of fabric right where your needle came out. So this is a back stitch, so my needle came out right here. So I am going to find just the tiniest bit of fabric right next to where my needle came out. You want to do it so that it doesn't show that much on the front. So if you turn it back over, you can see there's just a little teeny tiny bit of needle showing through. That's what the thread will show through. So just a little tiny bit is fine. If I had 2 layers of fabric and I was sewing something together, I would just be really inconspicuous about it and find fabric that maybe is in the seam allowance or that won't be visible. So as I pull through, I'm going to leave a little bit of a loop, okay, about right there. And then I'm going to take my needle and go through the loop and then pull tight so that I have a knot right there. So I'm going to do it again. You want to do it about 2 to 3 times. Another thing you can do is use the thread itself. So like I just did the fabric, but if I were to go over just the thread, I would do the same thing. Leave a loop, go through it, and then pull tight. So you can do this not on fabric or thread, whatever you need to be able to do it. Now, if you were doing it on like my running stitch over here, I didn't have any thread that I could do it on, so I had to pick up a little bit of fabric there. But on my back stitch here, I picked up a little bit of fabric and then I picked up some thread. So I'll do it one more time so you can see. Make a little loop, but don't pull all the way through. Leave your loop, and then you're going to go through your loop and then pull through to make a knot. And then you can cut. You want to cut maybe like a 1/2 inch or so away just because you're doing a hand sewing stitch. And so you're going to need a little extra thread there because you don't want to get too close so that those knots will come out.